Separates these ventures from, the traditional way of doing things.
So our mission today is to really understand what makes these businesses tick, how they integrate this positive long-term impact right into their core.
Exactly. It's not about an add-on. It's about making responsibility the actual engine for growth and profitability, flipping the whole model on its head.
Okay, so let's unpack this, starting with the one everyone names first. Environmental responsibility, the Earth pillar. But this isn't just about following regulations, is it?
Oh, not at all. That's baseline. This is about proactively minimizing your ecological footprint through design, not just damage control.
And the really hard part there isn't just, say, using recycled materials.
Right. The real challenge is adopting true circular economy models. Designing products from the very start so they could be disassembled and reused. It's about engineering waste completely out of the system.
A full systemic commitment.
A full systemic commitment to everything from energy use to cutting emissions.
And that commitment to the planet, it has to link to the people involved. Which brings us to social commitment. This is all about human well-being.
It is, but the complexity here, as you know, is the global supply chain. It's one thing to ensure fair conditions in your own office, but what about 10,000 miles away?
So how do sustainable entrepreneurs approach that?
Well, they see human capital and community stability as assets, not as variables you can just ignore. They champion fair labor, ethical production.
Because they see the connection.
Exactly. They understand that you can't have environmental integrity if the community around it is unhealthy. Neglecting one eventually undermines the other. They're inseparable.
Okay, but balancing these two huge commitments, Earth and people, that requires a completely different mindset from just focusing on the next quarter's profits. How does a business manage that tension?
That tension is solved through long-term orientation. It's a core characteristic. These entrepreneurs are evaluating the impact of their actions years, even decades down the line.
So they're willing to sacrifice a quick win for long-term resilience.
Yes, because they know that short-term thinking often leads to long-term failure. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, this mindset aligns them with frameworks like the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
Which can sound abstract, but you're saying they're more alike.
They're roadmaps.
Yeah.
Roadmaps for future market opportunities. Think about it. Clean water solutions, renewable energy systems, these are huge business opportunities.
And that long-term pressure, it forces innovation. And this, for me, is where the magic happens, purpose-driven innovation.
Right. And this is not just a marketing ploy. This is about focusing creativity to solve massive environmental and social problems.
So we're talking about things like developing new biodegradable materials.
Yes. Or low-emission technologies. Or even business models like carbon capture as a service. They're carving out entirely new markets by solving problems that affect everyone. It reduces global pressure, and it gives them a huge competitive edge.
But none of these goals matter if you can't prove them. Which brings us to the final piece, the trust factor, transparency and accountability. But isn't there a risk in being too transparent?
You'd think so.
Yeah.
But today's consumers, and especially investors, they demand to know. They want clarity on where products come from, how they're made, what the real impact is.
So the risk of not being transparent is actually greater.
Much greater. This kind of radical transparency, it builds incredible credibility, it strengthens customer loyalty, and honestly, it drives improvement faster than any internal process could. It holds you to account.
So wrapping this up, what does this all really mean for you listening? Sustainable entrepreneurship, it seems, just fundamentally challenges that old idea that you have to choose between profit and the planet.
It does. It shows that ethics and long-term thinking aren't barriers to success. They're the foundation for it. This is an evolution away from extraction and toward generation.
So here's our final thought for you to consider. If these characteristics, purpose, transparency, a long-term view, if they become the standard foundation of all economic activity, how will that approach completely transform our definition of economic success in the next decade?